Education in Bulgaria is overseen by the Ministry of Education and Science. Full-time education is mandatory for all children aged between 7 and 16. 6-year-old children can be enrolled at school at their parents' discretion. Education at state-owned schools is free of charge, except for the higher education schools, colleges and universities. The curriculum of Bulgarian educational system focuses on 8 main subjects: Bulgarian language and literature, foreign languages, mathematics, information technologies, social sciences and civics, natural sciences and ecology, music and art, physical education and sports. The school year starts on September 15 and ends in May or June depending on the grade level of the students. Classes meet 5 days a week and usually take 2 shifts. The school year is divided into 2 terms with Christmas, Easter and summer holidays. The grading system is based on numerals, where 6 is the highest and 2 is the lowest grade a student can obtain. In 2003, Bulgaria's literacy rate was estimated at 98.6%, with approximately the same rate for both sexes. Bulgaria traditionally has had high educational standards. In the post-communist era, low funding and low teacher morale have damaged the system to some extent, particularly in vocational training. Adherence to classical teaching methods has handicapped development in some technical fields. The current system of primary and secondary education, introduced in 1998, has 12 grades, in which attendance is compulsory from age 7 through age 16. In 1998, enrollment in the primary grades was 93% of eligible students, and enrollment in the secondary grades was 81% of eligible students. The ratio of females to males in primary schools was 0.97, and the ratio in secondary schools was 0.98. Because of Bulgaria's low birth rate, total primary and secondary school enrollment has decreased in the post-communist era, causing reductions in teaching staff and facilities. At the same time, the number of private schools increased by 10 times during the 1990s. Bulgaria's higher education system was fully reorganized in the mid-1990s. Between 1995 and 2002, the number of university graduates increased from 33,000 to 50,000. In 2002, some 42 institutions of higher learning were in operation, and 215,700 students were enrolled. In 2003, some 4.9% of Bulgaria's national budget was devoted to education. History of Bulgarian education. The first schools in Bulgaria were opened in the 8th century by the Tsar Boris I and the Tsar Simeon the Great. 2 notable universities were also established in that period at Ohrid and Preslav, with the one in Ohrid having more than 3,000 students at one point. Modern schools began opening in the early 19th century, first for boys and then for girls. Those schools provided only basic education, such as reading, writing, and basic arithmetic. Students who wished to continue their education had to go study abroad. After Bulgaria overturned the Turkish yoke in 1878, it started laying the foundations of its educational system. In 1878, the government passed the temporary law on national schools. This law stimulated the establishment of schools in villages. However, many peasants did not let their children attend school because they thought education was not relevant to peasant life. Furthermore, several universities were established in the period 1878 to 1918. Educational process in Bulgaria was disrupted during the Balkan Wars and World War I. By the mid-1920s, normal function of schools had been restored. During the communist era, the Soviet Union had a great impact on Bulgarian educational system. A new form of education was brought in. Emphasis on liberal arts was replaced by increased technical training. In 1979, Zhivkov created the Unified Secondary Polytechnical School, which was a 12-grade program focusing mainly on technical subjects. After the end of the Zhivkov era, the Bulgarian educational system was completely reconstructed. The government sought to depoliticize the system and take the opinions of others into consideration. Structure of the educational system. The system consists of 4 levels. Pre-primary education. Pre-primary education embraces children between 3 and 6/7 years old. Optional kindergarten education is provided for children between 3 and 6 years old. However, prior to starting school, children must attend a 1-year preschool program. Elementary education. Elementary education includes primary school and junior high school. Certificate for primary education and certificate for elementary education are obtained upon successful completion of grade 4 and 8 respectively. High schools use grades from the certificate for elementary education as a major admissions criterion. Secondary education. Secondary education comprises selective, comprehensive high schools and vocational school. The admission to comprehensive schools is based upon grades from entry exams, usually in literature or mathematics, as well as grades in junior high school. Students can enroll in high school after the successful completion of grades 7 or 8. Usually, those who want to study languages, mathematics, or informatics in depth apply to high school in 7th grade. Students graduating from high school must take high school exit exams in Bulgarian language and another subject of their choice. Higher education. The types of higher education institutions are universities, colleges and specialized higher schools. Universities, as in most countries worldwide, have 3 stages: bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees. Undergraduate stage lasts for at least 4 years and graduate stage lasts for 5 years after completion of secondary education or 1 year after obtaining a bachelor's degree. The 3rd stage of higher education results in obtaining a PhD degree. Specialized higher schools offer degrees in 1 or more areas of science, arts, sports, and defense. Usually, the names of these institutions indicate the area of specialization. Colleges are former semi-higher institutes. Some of them are part of universities and use their equipment and facilities.